From the north side to the south side, from the east side to the west side, we're calling for a ceasefire here in our town.
As you're hearing, there are a Jacksonville group calling for a ceasefire on the city's streets tonight after a violent few days in which we've also seen the 28th homicide in the city just this year. Good evening, I'm Jeff Ballin. On your sides, Alex Asidas joins us live from downtown with a closer look at what that group is working on. Alex?
That's right, Jeff. And the Northside Coalition says that just for 1 week, they want to prove to everybody that around the city that they can solve their differences and put their guns down.
Put your guns down. Resolve any potential verbal or physical conflicts on peaceful grounds.
We were in Moncrief as leaders of the Northside Coalition called for a week-long end to gun violence. This a day after the group said it stands with other local civil rights organizations against the call-up of the National Guard.
The National Guard is not trained to de-escalate situations. It's not time for the National Guard to march down Moncrief.
The ceasefire, which is set to run through March 1st, is a grassroots effort, Ben Frazier and company say. They'll spread through social media and directly in the neighborhoods. Frazier calling to those who may be a source of the violence.
And anyone involved in any potential altercations, put an immediate stop action on any plans of conflicts or hostilities.
Frazier spent time Saturday touring the zip code 32209, something that he's been doing frequently in an effort to, in his words, increase the peace. But it was at another shooting on 12th Street that he showed up to the scene before declaring the ceasefire. It's a move he and others think can bide time of city leaders to create short and long-term fixes. Answers he believes must include investment in people.
We've got to spend money not only on police budgets and more police, but on providing job training and job creation.
And Jeff, we are 11 hours into that ceasefire. So far, no reports of any shootings across the city. Now, Frazier says that the Northside Coalition can help facilitate anyone needing any sort of resources to end the violence. We put a link on our website, firstcoastnews.com, to those resources. We're live downtown. Alex Asidas, First Coast News, on your side.